The origin story goes like this. The idea and the development of execution by electrocution is credited, if you can call it that, to, of all things, a dentist in Buffalo, New York, named Alfred Southwick. A man like Southwick probably considered himself a reformer or even a progressive of his day, and he was trying to employ modern technology to hasten the suffering of the condemned person. Thomas Edison himself and George Westinghouse. These were the most prominent experts of their time, at least in the United States, on this subject. These two prominent scientists each argued that their cherished and patented methods of electrical current, that being DC, direct current, that was Thomas Edison, and AC, alternating current, that was George Westinghouse, which method was more effective to exterminate an individual. And the man with the ignominious fate to first sit in the not-so-comfy chair was a certain William Kemmler, who was led there in 1890. He was reported to have shaken violently for 17 seconds before going unconscious. Within a few years, other states began to adopt electrocution as their official forms of capital punishment. In fact, over the next century after its first deployment, it would claim the lives of almost 5,000 people. Ruth Snyder, maiden name Brown. She began an illicit affair during her unhappy marriage with a man named Henry Gray, who was a, quote, corset salesman in New Jersey. Conspired to murder Albert for insurance money. On January 12th of 1928, both were electrocuted to death in the electric chair at Sing Sing. What makes Ruth Snyder's execution most notable was the photograph that was widely published in newspapers at the time. George Stinney. He is known as the youngest person to be legally executed in the United States in the 20th century, and probably well before that. On March 23rd of 1944, two young girls turn up dead near Stinney's home. Both were beaten to death. So on June 16th, 1944, at age 14, George Stinney was led to the death chamber, and reportedly a Bible was placed under him as he was this very diminutive 5'1".
This concludes the latest episode of Well Hung History. Run away and cry now, but before you do, make sure to subscribe and leave us a killer review. New episodes drop regularly.